We were talking the other day about all the amazing things that happened as a result of COVID. It wasn't all bad.
That's true. It's not all bad.
It's not all bad. There were some good things that came out of that, the whole shutdown and everything else. So one of the things, which is very specific probably to realtors, and I don't know if there's anyone else who carts people around in their car, but for us, I always did. I always picked the people up or met them at the office. They got in my car and they drove around with me all day.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes I'm showing 10, 12 properties in a day. And it gets exhausting.
It's exhausting because one, like, okay, are they judging the music that I'm playing? And do I need to adjust my whole music personality while these people are in my car?
And you have to talk constantly. The entire time that they're in the car, you feel like that there's this awkward silence if you stop talking.
So there's a lot of small talk that must take place.
And then you're like, you've run out of things to ask them. Some people are great. Some people, they do all the
sure.
talking and you just sort of can only like, la-di-da. And some people, you have to ask them questions and keep them going. And they need to be entertained. And you're talking about, it can be 6 hours, it could be more. They're in your car. And it was a lot.
Yeah.
And so for me, and we couldn't take phone calls. I mean, you could if you absolutely had to, but it was really difficult to take a phone call or make a phone call.
Can you imagine? I've got clients in the car and the phone call that's coming in is, Mommy, Jacob will not leave me alone. He keeps smacking me. Like, no. They don't need to hear that.
Or it's another agent complaining about a different client you have or complaining about their client or something where it's kind of like, that doesn't need to be broadcast.
It's not safe, you know? And also with CarPlay, text messages popping up on the screen and then the car automatically is reading them. Your car does this.
Yes.
I do not let my car do that.
My car does. My car does that. So then I would silence my phone because if you do that, it doesn't happen. But then sometimes I would forget.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I don't know. It's so much calmer now. I love it so much. I meet them at the first property. And then from there, we just sort of follow each other around.
Yeah. And that gives them an opportunity to get a lay of the land, to figure out where things are. Because let's be real, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, front seat or back seat, I don't think it really matters. You're really not tuned into where you're going, what's around you.
No.
You're just totally disassociated from that whole thing. But if you're having to drive somewhere, you're paying more attention, I feel like.
And seeing, do I like the surrounding area? Do I like how this neighborhood feels to me? Do I like everything about it? So I think it's good for clients too. And they can also speak freely without us being present.
Yeah, so that's important, especially if they're trying to make a decision between two parties, like, you know, husband and wife or mom and dad or, you know, whatever, to kind of decide, like, do we like that house? Or even like, what if it's the first time they've met you and they're like, we really don't like that lady. You know what I mean?
That never happens though.
No,
they love us.
It could, you never know.
They love us. But for us, that has been a wonderful thing. That is one of my favorite things. I used to be so jealous of agents who were like, oh no, I never take my client. Most of us always put the client in the car, but there were a couple who didn't. And I was like, how do you get away with that? But now
there's, I mean,
it's not even a discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this one is really, really amazing because normalizing staying home when you're sick. I can remember the days of like powering through, being so sick, like dying almost, and still going to work because sick leave, right?
Yes.
You use it up for your kids because you have to stay home and take care of them. But then when you're sick, like, I'm just going to power through. But now it's like, oh, please do not come. If you're sick,
nobody wants you there.
Home.
The client doesn't want to see you. The office doesn't want to see you. Nobody wants to see you. They don't want to be exposed to whatever cooties that you have.
Right. I do wish, you know, schools were really good about this for a while. And I feel like this is the first year that they're like, oh, if you're out for 3 days or more, you must have a doctor's note. My kids did get COVID this school year.
Yes.
And you know what a pain in the butt that is? Because they had to be out both. One was for like 7 full days of school. The other was just for 5 days of school. So like a full week. And then I knew they had COVID. I tested them at home with the home test kits multiple times.
Believe me, if that's testing positive, I think you can get false negatives, but I don't think you really can get a false positive.
I've never had a false positive pop up with those, and especially on multiple tests. It's kind of like a pregnancy test. If it says you're pregnant, guess what? You are pregnant.
Can we just say that I haven't had COVID? I'm going to say that out into the world.
Oh my God, you've just jinxed yourself.
I'm going to have jinxed myself. My daughter and I both have not had COVID. Where's knock on wood? Knock on wood.
Consider yourself lucky. I will knock for you because I have had it just once. But, you know, the schools just need to be a little bit more accepting of the fact, like, my kid had COVID. Don't make me get a doctor's note or it's unexcused. And then also, I call the doctor's office to be like, my child has COVID. I've tested them 2 times each. It's positive. I can take photos of the test. Can you write me a doctor's note? No, you'd have to bring them in. What?
And expose them to all the other people in our office. Here's the thing. At what point do we stop saying, like, at what point do schools start trusting parents to the it's just dumb.
Look,
at
trust
this
me,
point.
I don't want them home.
Yes.
I do not.
I'd much rather send them to school. Nobody's keeping their kids home just for fun because there's a lot that's happening.
Maybe there's some people that do that or that just, I don't know.
And I did notice, now
we're going to get all the hate because people are going to be like, oh, it's not real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and in any kind of sickness at school, I noticed like all the parent pages and stuff that people are now saying their kids, even when they have COVID, the flu, whatever, really, really sick, can't get out of bed. The teacher, the professor is not allowing them to make up tests, make up quizzes, make up missed work. You have to go. So all these sick college kids are going and spreading their
so
germs.
Maybe we haven't normalized staying home when you're sick then. Maybe we're back to the old ways of like, now it's time to power through. I feel like for a while we did get that little break. Or if you wanted to get out of anything.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was exposed.
Yes, I was exposed.
All you had to do was say that you were exposed and nobody wanted to come anywhere near you. They were like, please go away.
Please go away. Let's reschedule. Okay. The little OCD hand washing, because I'm a hand washer. You're a hand washer.
Always have been.
We like hand washing.
Just because germs, no.
Yes. And so it became a thing where everyone was like, okay, we're washing our hands now.
Yeah.
And we're okay saying, wash your hands. I was going to the nail salon and they're like, before you get anywhere near the chair, like you walk in the door, right over to wash your hands.
Wash your hands, yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
And, it also gave us an opportunity to explain to our kids yet again why it's important to maybe sing happy birthday or your ABCs while you're washing, because it's more than just like getting your hands wet.
It's like brushing your teeth.
Yes.
Just putting the toothbrush in your mouth does not brush your teeth. And just putting a little soap and water on your hands does not wash your hands.
You got to scrub a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Scrubbing is important.
This one's very interesting. The air travel with masks. And I know very few people are still doing this, but I will say there are some that do. And I just feel like you're on this tube with a lot of other people and it's recirculated air. So everybody that's coughing and hacking and whatever else is going on
who doesn't get a cold?
I had a lender that I work with tell me that they were traveling for a wedding up north, and a passenger next to her daughter was dry heaving during the flight, and they're attributing it to motion sickness. It was not motion sickness, because guess what happened to her daughter? And then it traveled through the whole family. And my friend, the lender, got so sick, she had to stay longer. Her family had to leave without her. She couldn't travel. She was so ill with this stomach bug or whatever it was. So, like, also don't get on a plane if you're sick like that.
And the other thing is take those wipes, those alcohol wipes, and wipe down
everything.
Your seat,
the armrest, the tray, the screen, anything you might touch.
Yeah. We like, well, I like going places, but I also like going places and not getting sick. So definitely.
That's the truth.
And I think the thing that I most appreciate is the value of staying home, which I appreciate the value of staying home more, that I don't need to be out all the time doing things, seeing people, that home has become like a little sanctuary, which it didn't used to be. It was like just a pit stop. Like I slept there, I showered there, I ate there, whatever. But being able to just be home.
Yeah.
And like not, and when I'm home, I'm sorry, I don't want you to knock on my door.
God.
I don't want you coming over. It's like being home alone or just with your immediate family has become
alone. Every Friday, I have this opportunity, but then sometimes things get booked so that I'm not able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But alone as in just I'm the only human in the house. It's so nice.
Kelly has 5 dogs.
I'm literally never actually alone because the dogs are there. But
she has 5 dog children.
The dogs are fine. They mostly don't talk back, so it's okay.
But being alone in your house is lovely, but also just being alone. Like, I mean, entertaining is fine. Entertaining, if you plan on entertaining and you want to have people over and you want to do that, but just being alone in your little sanctuary and enjoying the house. It's the most expensive asset most people have. right?
You do pay a lot of money for that. When you think
Yes.
about what you pay, if you have a mortgage, how much are you paying a month to be there? I
Yes.
hope you're getting the amount of time you need. So I am a homebody.
Yes.
I come into the office and I work during the week, and of course on the weekends I'm out showing or doing whatever, open
Yeah.
houses, etc. But when I don't have to do anything, I want to be there. And
Yes.
usually I'm having to clean it while I am there the little bit of time I have, but
It's
it is
laundry.
nice.
It's always laundry day.
Mhm.
Every day is laundry day.
And like eating at home
Yes.
versus like being at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a restaurant.
When I travel or when I go somewhere, I eat in
Mhm.
restaurants, but when we're home, we don't really go to
Yeah.
I enjoy it so much more. It's so much more relaxing eating at
Mhm.
home.
Mhm.
It's just like a much calmer
Yeah.
experience. The
Yeah.
only thing I do like is I like someone waiting on me. Can you wait on me and bring me my food and take it away and I don't have to do dishes?
That is very nice. I
That's
feel like
nice.
it's nice. It's a nice treat. Whereas
Yeah.
before we were doing it a lot, I
Yeah.
think before COVID and going out to eat frequently, like every weekend we were out somewhere.
Yeah.
And, that obviously changed.
And
Yeah.
it's good for the budget.
It really is. And also for the bod because,
Yes.
there'd be some hidden calories in
Restaurant
that
food,
amazing
there's a
food.
lot of salt and fat in that.
Mhm.
We're just saying, tastes good it tastes really good for a reason as they throw the whole stick of butter
For
in there.
sure.
Put
Yeah,
everything
I
in the
won't do that at
fryer.
home. Yeah. I'm sure there's more things good
Yes.
that have come out of COVID, but those are our tops.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Those are top good things. So anyway, we'd like to hear from you. What are you enjoying? And I guess we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.